Hi. So this is a discussion of RA 6735, also known as the Initiative and Referendum Act. Particularly, I'll focus on talking about sections 2, 10, and 13. For the first topic, what is the main policy affirmed, recognized, and guaranteed by Section 2 of the Initiative and Referendum Act? Section 2, titled Statement of Policy, affirms, recognizes, and guarantees the power of the people to directly propose, enact, approve, or reject, in whole or in part, the Constitution, laws, ordinances, or resolutions passed by any legislative body. This power is exercised under a system of initiative and referendum, provided there is compliance with the requirements of this Act. What types of measures are specifically prohibited from being the subject of an initiative or referendum petition under Section 10? Section 10, titled Prohibited Measures, outlines two specific restrictions. The first one is that no petition embracing more than one subject shall be submitted to the electorate. This means each petition must be focused on a single issue. The second one is that statutes involving emergency measures, the enactment of which are specifically vested in Congress by the Constitution, cannot be subject to referendum until 90 days after its effectivity. This indicates a temporary deferral for certain urgent legislative actions. Who can file a petition for local initiative, and what are the initial signature requirements outlined in Section 13A? Section 13A states that a petition for local initiative may be filed by registered voters with their respective regional assembly or local legislative body. The minimum number of registered voters required depends on the local government unit. Not less than 2,000 registered voters in autonomous regions, 1,000 in provinces and cities, 100 in municipalities, and 50 in barangays. What happens if a local legislative body does not act favorably on a local initiative petition? And what is the next step for proponents according to Section 13B? Well, if the local legislative body does not make a favorable action on the petition within 30 days from its presentation, the proponents, through their duly authorized and registered representative, may invoke their power of initiative. They must then give notice of this invocation to the local legislative body concerned. How are propositions handled in a local initiative regarding numbering, assistance in formulation, and the number of propositions that can be submitted? The proposition shall be numbered serially starting from 1. The Secretary of Local Government or his designated representative shall extend assistance in the formulation of the proposition. Two or more propositions may be submitted in an initiative. What are the timeframes for proponents to collect the required number of signatures for a local initiative, as specified in Section 13E? From the date of the notice mentioned in subsection B, when the power of initiative is invoked, proponents have the following periods to collect the required signatures: 120 days in the case of autonomous regions, 90 days in the case of provinces and cities, 60 days in the case of municipalities, 30 days in the case of barangays. How and where are the signatures for a local initiative petition to be obtained and verified as per Section 13F and G? Well, the petition shall be signed before the election registrar or his designated representative. This signing must occur in the presence of a representative of the proponent and a representative of the regional assemblies and local legislative bodies concerned. The signing takes place in a public place in the autonomous region or local government unit, as the case may be. Signature stations may be established in as many places as may be warranted. Upon the lapse of the signature collection period, the Commission on Elections, through its office and the local government unit concerned, shall certify as to whether or not the required number of signatures has been obtained. Now, failure to obtain the required number of signatures results in the defeat of the proposition. If the required number of signatures is obtained for a local initiative, what are the next steps the Commission takes, including setting the date for the initiative and proclaiming the results according to Section 13H? If the required number of signatures is obtained, the Commission shall set a date for the initiative at which the proposition will be submitted to the registered voters in the local government unit concerned for their approval. The initiative must be held within the following periods from the date of certification by the Commission: 90 days in the case of autonomous regions, 60 days in the case of provinces and cities, 45 days in the case of municipalities, and 30 days in the case of barangays. After the initiative is held on the set date, the results, therefore, shall be certified and proclaimed by the Commission on Elections.